What's up, everybody? It's Pichael. Now we're on to the Denver Broncos. So this year, or last year, the Denver Broncos were 7-9. They were a surprisingly competitive team, uh, considering the roster situation. Joe Flacco was their quarterback for the beginning part of the year. He eventually lost his job to Drew Lock, which I think was expected because they drafted Drew Lock early. Um, Drew Lock, I think a lot of people like Drew Lock, but he wasn't that impressive. I think there might be an edge there in terms of like getting in early. They play the AFC East and the NFC South. So the AFC East, we have the Patriots, Bills, Jets, and Dolphins. I don't think I love those matchups as much as I used to. The Bills are a tough team to play against, especially for a young player. The Patriots are a tough team to play against because Bill Belichick is a psychopath. The New York Jets should have a pretty good defense this year. The Dolphins were a joke last year. I don't think they'll be that bad this year. And then the other one was the NFC South, right? So the NFC South is going to have the Saints, Falcons, Buccaneers, and Panthers. Those are all good matchups. At least they were last year. So let's take a look at the players that have changed. Actually, before we do that, let's take a look at the Broncos win total 7.5. Wow. Is there an edge on the win totals? 7.5. I think I like that. 8 and 9 become very important, obviously. Very interesting. The Patriots are losable, Bills are losable, Jets are losable, and then all 4 games in the NFC South are losable as well. And their division is not easy. So maybe the under is the better side. Under 7.5. So let's see what happened to the rest of their team and see if we can justify betting over. Joe Flacco's gone. Nobody cares. Emmanuel Sanders is gone. Emmanuel Sanders, very good player. Very underrated during his time in Denver, I think, overall. He'll be interesting this year. I'm not sure he is going to be able to like repeat the same kind of numbers he has elsewhere, but he is a very good player. He's a good real life player. Chris Harris is gone. Chris Harris is a very good cornerback. Derek Wolfe, I feel like he had a good year last year. Jeff Hortman, Devontae Booker, Andy Janovich, Will Parks, Ahmad Gooden, Riley Neal, Casey Kreider. Don't really care about any of those. Jarrell Casey, very good player, coming from Tennessee. AJ Bouye, very good player from Jacksonville. Melvin Gordon, good running back, definitely league average or better, coming from the Chargers. Nick Vannett, don't care. Kyle Pecco, I feel like that guy's good. I don't know for sure, but he seems good. I do remember that name. And then Jonathan Harris. I'm not sure how good Jonathan Harris is, but those first 3 are big. Jarrell Casey, AJ Bouye, Melvin Gordon are all very good additions in my opinion. So let's take a look at their offensive depth. Offensive depth chart. So first up we have Drew Lock. I think there are a lot of people who want to be optimistic about Drew Lock and kind of think about the upside with him, and I don't blame them. I like Drew Lock for best ball as a QB2. Melvin Gordon and Philip Lindsay. Melvin Gordon you have to get pretty early in the draft. Philip Lindsay should still have a role in Denver. He is not really like a third down back, so Melvin Gordon might be able, like the roles might be reversed a little bit, where Melvin Gordon gets first through third down on some drives, and then other drives Philip Lindsay gets a full drive, which is kind of what happened at the end of that kind of happened with the Rams last year, where they would like just go back and forth between Todd Gurley and other running backs just to give him a lot of downtime. But Melvin Gordon has dealt with that in the past with like Eckler, so I think Melvin Gordon should be fine. Maybe he's not worth the price tag that people have to pay for him right now, but actually that's not true. I think in a lot of the best ball drafts that I've done, I've been very close to drafting Melvin Gordon or drafted Melvin Gordon. I think he's at a pretty good ADP right now. I don't think I want Melvin Gordon and Phillip Lindsay on the same teams. If one of them goes down, it would work out, but I don't think there will be many weeks where either one destroys value. It would really come down to like long touchdowns and stuff like that. Seems pretty thin. Cortland Sutton, everybody loves Cortland Sutton, but he's still in a pretty good spot in most best ball drafts. He is a very sharp play this year, I think. Jerry Jeudy, an extremely good rookie. People love Jerry Jeudy. He gets drafted probably a little higher than he should, but I'm guilty of doing it as well, so that's fine. KJ Hamler has gotten a lot of talk during the preseason. Noah Fant is a good tight end as well, and he is somebody who I will probably start targeting more in best ball drafts as time goes on. He is the kind of player that I want on my best ball teams. So if you get Cortland Sutton during the middle rounds and you're thinking to yourself that you want to kind of stack it up a little bit, I would definitely say Drew Lock, KJ Hamler, Noah Fant. I think that makes a lot of sense for a best ball team. So very interesting. I didn't expect to like the Broncos as much as I do. It is a little scary. But like I said, last year they went 7-9. They got 3 very good players in my opinion. So maybe I do like the over. It really comes down to Drew Lock though. Pretty tough. It is over -118, under -106, so it is shaded a little towards the over. There's not really an actionable edge there, at least not yet. It really comes down to how you feel about Drew Lock. So let's see Broncos schedule 2019. Let's see how we did last year. Let's see. Drew Lock. Drew Lock started 5 games, and he went 4-1. Let's see who he played against. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Chargers. They beat the Texans. They lost to the Chiefs, which is not surprising. They beat the Lions, which was pretty easy, I'm sure. And they beat the Raiders. Beating the Chargers and beating the Texans, those are both pretty good. I think I kind of like the over. Interesting. But that's all I got for the Broncos. We're going to move it along. In the next video, I'll be going over the Detroit Lions. So check that out.